The following presentation is about the unnatural disaster, climate-enhanced extreme weather disasters. This is a photograph of our Earth taken by the Apollo 17 crew in 1972. And these are images of our planet now. Massive forest fires in California, hurricanes swallowing the United States and surrounding islands, destructive tornadoes in Colorado, and extreme heat in Australia. This is a picture of our world now. How has so much changed in such a short amount of time? Well, the answer lies within ourselves. Humans are the cause of this incredible yet terrifying weather. What are we doing to cause this? Pollution. Worldwide, people are emitting 2.4 million pounds of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere every second by burning fossil fuels such as coal and oil. But factories are not solely responsible for this. Cars, airplanes, and your everyday buildings all contribute to this. The purple smoke is meant to depict the pollutants that are being emitted into our atmosphere. But why is this such a big deal? When we emit greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, it causes a greenhouse effect on the world. You are all familiar with greenhouse gases, right? How they trap the sun's energy to keep the inside warm? Well, the Earth has a natural greenhouse effect, keeping it warm enough to sustain life. If you add human pollution to the mix, however, you have an enhanced greenhouse effect that results in extreme weather. The greenhouse gases I am referring to are water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and chlorofluorocarbons. When these gases are emitted into the atmosphere, they enhance our atmosphere's capability of catching the sun's rays and emitting little back, thus causing an enhanced greenhouse effect. So the Earth is a little warmer. Why is it such a big deal? Well, a warmer Earth tends to lead to more extreme weather. And of course, a warmer Earth means more intense heat and drought. But it can also be the cause of heavier rainfall, flooding, more intense hurricanes, and tornadoes. How does this happen? For the heavier rainfall that has been occurring, human-caused global warming has resulted in more water vapor in the atmosphere. The warmer the air, the more water vapor is available, and the more water vapor available means that there's more for a storm to work with to create a heavier rainfall. Massive flooding is also caused by human warming, and because of factors such as heavy rain, sea or lake levels increase, and a rapid spring snowmelt occurs as well. There's also been an increased Atlantic hurricane activity, with increased intensity, frequency, and duration. Higher sea surface temperatures are the main cause for this, and human global warming plays a big role in this with the greenhouse gas emission and the particulate pollution. Hurricanes also develop based on how the local atmosphere responds to the changes in local sea surface temperature, which have been affected by human-induced global warming. Other storm changes that might be linked to human-induced global warming include high-intensity tornadoes. Of course, this tornado isn't real, but it depicts how destructive and intense a tornado can be. Snowstorms could also be another thing affected by human-induced global warming, although more research needs to be done on this. This is a result of Hurricane Irma that happened a few years back. Hurricane Irma resulted in some of the highest flooding levels that have been recorded in history. And this was Hurricane Florence, one of the more destructive hurricanes that the US has faced. Well, now that we know the problem, how can we find a solution? The UNFCCC is working globally to fight the crisis of global warming. They are doing this by monitoring the emission of greenhouse gases and controlling the usage. The Kyoto Protocol was one of the first global agreements to help reduce emissions by 18%. The only problem with this was that it only required developing countries to take action. Then there was the Paris Agreement, which I'm sure everyone has heard about considering it was a huge deal when it came to election time. Their goal is to limit future global warming by 2 degrees Celsius. Our current president, Donald Trump, does not agree with any of this, though. In fact, he withdrew the US from the Paris Agreement because of the financial and the economic burdens the agreement imposed on our country. Donald Trump dismisses climate change as a hoax, a sham, fake news. Donald Trump supports coal and coal-producing areas, which only worsen our atmosphere's condition. These are the countries that have joined the Paris Climate Agreement, and as you can see, the United States, Nicaragua, and Syria are the only countries not a part of this. This disappoints other countries because the United States is one of the leading causes of greenhouse gas emissions, and without their help, we might not be able to fight this. President Barack Obama was disappointed when he heard about Donald Trump's decision, but he knows that we can still do our part and make an impact. Fun fact, a Yale program on climate change communication did a survey on Americans, and it showed that Americans who accepted climate change now outnumber those who don't 5-1. There's also been a 12% increase in certainty that global warming is a thing in the last 3 years. 6 out of 10 people say that they think climate change is affecting our weather, and 4 out of 10 say that they have personally experienced this climate change. As great as this is for our planet, only 6% of Americans believe we can successfully combat climate change. Well, here's some things that you can do to combat this climate change. Drive fuel-smart and electric vehicles. Unplug devices when you're not using them. Switching to LED light bulbs. And making the switch to energy-efficient appliances will not only reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, but it will also save you money in the long run. For more information, visit the following websites: